Hello, Storytime friends. So we had a late frost this year, a couple times this week. So I'm going to do a walk around and look at all the plants, see how they're doing. Up first here is our blueberry bushes, and it's not looking great. There's a lot of dead looking branches. I see some little leaves on the ground, but not a whole lot. The problem is the berry production is a little on the low side. So I don't know. I mean, looking at the size of those blooms, did some fall off? Did the frost attack it already? I only see a couple on here, so I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. You know, if you guys haven't started or thought about gardening or planting your own food, you might want to think about it. It's not hard. This year I was working on trying to grow from seeds. Anybody? Never done that before. I have a bunch of berry trees or fruit trees, and this one here doesn't have any fruits on it, but this one, all right. But this one last year had a bunch. This year, not so much a bunch. A couple. It's not good. So we'll see what happens. All right, on to the next. My little helper. Ew. He knows where we're going. So here is the front yard pecan tree. It's grown a good bit this year. Slow growing. Last year it did not have these little seed pods on it. That's new to me. I don't know what they'll do. Pretty interesting though. Doesn't get a lot of leaves, just little tufts. Pretty interesting. It's looking pretty good though. Way up there. 12 feet. Up next is the grapevines. Planted them along this fence. Nice trellis for them. These aren't doing too bad. I don't see any little grape pods on this one yet. Might not get any, don't know. Frost doesn't do plants any good. This one here is scraggly. I don't know. It's still early. I think we're out of the frost phase, so I mean, it is May 13th, which is ridiculous for frost, but what are you gonna do? This one has little grape pods on it right there. There's one. Goes all the way up here. That's good 5 foot tall. Growing nicely. Another little grape pod. Hopefully that doesn't go out of view. Another one. I don't see any more. Oh yeah, this one's doing really good. It's all the way outside or inside. Alright, let's go look at something else. Alright, up next is my backyard pecan tree. This one doesn't look quite as good as the other one out front. Maybe it's a shade thing. Maybe this one gets too much sun. kind of scraggly looking. It's got those little seed pods or whatever they are. Smaller versions. Got a good bit of rain, so can't imagine it's a watering issue. I don't know. It's still early though. Let's see. Let's go check out another. We'll go all the way over here. This is an apple tree. I do not remember what kind. Now this one here, planted last year. It's about 7 foot tall now. It's got some buds all over it, so hopefully they turn into apples. That'd be nice. My other apple trees didn't produce anything yet. This one's got lots of buds all over it. So if it produces after 1 year of being planted, that'd be pretty awesome. Might not. We'll see. Although they do look like baby fruits. Don't know. Haven't had any apples grow, so I don't know. Next we have a peach tree. This one did not produce any last year. I planted it last year. And this year we have some on it. I shot one of his buddies yesterday. So now they're just flying around yelling at me. Little peach fuzz, huh? Red Haven peaches. Next up is the plum tree. This one's getting nice and tall. Last year it got destroyed by the beetles, so I'm gonna have to put some beetle bags out this year. I don't see any plums on it. Last year I only had one plum, one or two. One that I remember. And then when I came out to pluck it, it was gone. I guess a bird got it or it fell and something ate it. Deer, don't know. I don't see any plums on it yet, but it is early. I don't even see any buds. So with this one, we'll have to wait and see what happens. All right, up next is the pear tree. This one is the fruiting pear tree. Last year, I got a good bushel out of it. First year it produced. This is year 4 of its existence. Whoop, whoop, broke the cable. I'll have to tie that back up. Keep these branches off the ground. They go all the way. I trimmed them up this year, but they almost touched the ground. Got pears all over it. I think this year it might be more than a bushel. This tree, as it's growing its fruit, some of its leaves die off. They turn black. Don't really fall off, they just all turn discolored. I think it puts more energy into its fruit production than worrying about its leaves. Usually on the bigger branches with a lot of fruit, they'll do that. Well, it did last year. I thought the tree was sick or something was bad was happening to it, but it did good. Alright, right next door is another apple tree. This one took a serious beating with the beetles last year as well. Didn't produce any fruit. It's getting eaten already. I don't see any buds. But with last year being a waste from being destroyed with the bugs, I don't think it counted as another year. If that makes sense, because it didn't bud any fruits. Of course, this one might need a pollinator of the same breed. I don't know. You saw on the other apple tree, it had buds all over it. I only have one of those. Didn't even grow much last year. It got a little wider. Height-wise, it didn't change much. So this year, hopefully it does pretty good growing. Up next is the pollinator pear tree. This one doesn't have any fruits on it. Didn't last year. It just grows super tall. I trimmed the top to keep it a little lower because the top was bent completely in half. I didn't want it to break off. So this one is growing really nice. Goofball. Up next is another apple tree. Again, last year got killed by the bugs and deer. No fruit. Not seeing any buds or anything on this one either. So it might have took the ear off again. This one's a Granny Smith apple. Well, there's a couple buds right there. Maybe there's some more I'm not seeing. That's about it. Well, if it gave me 3 Granny Smith apples, I'd be happy. Alright. This one's growing up pretty tall this year. Give that at least 15 feet. Excuse me. Up next, the other peach tree. This one last year we planted it and it had peaches on it already. And before I could get them, we had some friends over and their kids were riding the golf cart around. And I think they ate the peaches off of it before they were done. Belle of Georgia peach. I guess that's a Georgia peach, huh? Yeah, it's got plenty of peaches on it this year. Look at all them. Each branch has one or a couple. Trunk has a couple. Looks pretty good. This one's growing real nice. Did break off in a storm last year. pretty much healed itself. You can't even see it. Let's go look at the veggies. Jeez. So this year I made a couple quick above ground planters. I didn't want to make a garden. I kind of did, but decided not to and just did this because the main goal was to try growing seeds or getting plants out of seeds. I've never done that before. You can always go to the store and buy these little plants and put them in the ground and they grow. But trying to grow them from a seed, that's a little different. Now our frost did some damage to the plants. I just put these in a week and a half ago, and then we get two or three frost nights in a row. Not good. Some of them still have green on them. They should do all right. It's got little tiny green leaves. It'll come back, hopefully. This planter box, not so good. Oh, that little plant there has one leaf. He might come back. If not, I got more. I don't think he's coming back. I think that one's done. That one's still got some green in it. Should be all right. This is a trellis I made for it. These are cucumber plants. 2 of them and a bean. Here I can tie them off to the trellis. That's a moringa plant. As you'll see, is the indoor ones look much better, but I don't know if taller's better or not. And this one's been sitting out in the cold too. Now, I covered everything with cups, but I wanted to see how one did outside as a seedling. The moringa plant, it's one of those super food plants. I never heard of them, but after I did, I looked into them, bought a bunch of seeds, figured why not. You can eat every part of it, including the roots, and it's super, super beneficial. You have to read about it yourself. I got more inside. We'll go look at those now. All right, so like I said, all these plants I grew from seeds, so I ended up turning my pool filter room into a makeshift nursery because it's warm in here. It has power, and I didn't have to turn a house room into a nursery. Here's 3 more moringa plants. They're doing well. I rotate them around in different lighting, but they're doing pretty good. See, they're a lot taller than the one outside. This here's a Myers tree. Myers lemon tree. It's got 1 lemon on it. It's been that size for I don't know how long now. Who knows what it's going to do. It needs to go outside, but it's been too cold. I think now I can put it out there since we're past the frost. And all the rest of these I've grown from seedlings. Not counting ones that have died, ones that I put outside when I thinned them. They're all doing pretty good. I don't know what half of them are anymore, but the little tags I made for them, I wrote in marker when they're seedlings, and all the marker washed off. These markers right here, or these little indicators, whatever you call them, sticks, right? The damn ink came off. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know what they are, but we'll figure it out when they produce. These are dillweed though, I do know what these are. More dillweed. These, since I'm not doing a garden, my next door neighbor is, we made his a little bit bigger. That way I didn't have to do one in my yard, since he already has one. And we're gonna put all these over there. Another moringa tree. Yeah, they're all looking good though. Alright, we'll go in the house and look at the rest. Here's a few others. I started as seedlings, or seeds. I tried these in the house. I just wanted to see how different environments affected the plants as they grew. These all look nice and full. They were growing so well, they were bending over. I had to put little sticks in to hold them up. Another moringa tree. Here's some more seeds I started 4 days ago. These guys came out yesterday. These are radishes. And these guys showed up this morning. Broccoli. Probably should have left them covered for another day, but looking pretty good. Now's the time, guys. Don't want to wait too long. Start your garden. All right, thanks for watching.